Hi everyone, so my name is Janina. I'm one of the co-founders of Civey, and together with my colleague Charlotte, our head of statistics, we would like to present you how we enable our customers to find their target groups on local level. So the big topic is small area estimations today. To begin, I would like to take you back to my hometown where we've had first the idea of founding our company. So what you see here is the marketplace in a small town near Frankfurt. This small town has 40,000 inhabitants, and my co-founder and I met in this town for the first time and realized how hard it is to do local election campaigning without valid data, because what we relied on was just talking to people and talking to dozens of people, but knowing that these people, or the opinion we get from these people, are highly biased, because the majority of people we wouldn't reach and we wouldn't talk to. So years later, this brought us to found our own company and build up our own panel. So by today, we provide Germany's largest panel for opinion and market research with more than 1 million panelists. And I will just give you a quick insight of how we gather this data and how we recruit the panelists. Maybe you've seen one of our polls beforehand. We recruit our panelists on media websites such as Spiegel or other large media outlets in Germany, and we funnel those users and those panelists through a long process until we consider them to be real panelists, where we then actually start polling them on different topics. In the next step, we achieved to also poll people in federal states such as Bavaria. But then we slowly came to the point that customers wanted exactly what we were missing in the beginning as well, and that was data on a much more local level. And so we got requests from politicians, but also from companies that were interested in getting data on district level.
We therefore started digging into how to provide results on regional level, for Germany, this obviously being the 16 German states. But since our customers are also very interested in as granular data as possible, we decided to use the NUTS regions and also provide results for NUTS 2 regions, which is German districts, and the more granular German city districts or sub-districts, which is NUTS 3 regions. Now Germany does have 401 NUTS 3 regions, and you can already sense the problem there. We are obviously limited in the amount of people we can ask. As a company, one of our USPs is certainly to be as fast as possible with our results, which means that for a Germany-wide poll, we sometimes even try to provide good quality results within 1 day. So this is obviously infeasible to gather a sufficiently large sample size for all 401 regions within 1 day, or even if we had a longer period of time, it would absolutely be not efficient. Therefore, when doing this with any standard methodological approach, like quota sampling and raking, we would get results with a very high variance, obviously also a very high MOE, and just a poor quality result to the customer. So the question is, how can we actually make estimations for small population subgroups without an increased variance? Fortunately, there is a statistical field called small area estimation, which is concerned with making exactly estimations in very small population subgroups, which can be regions, but can also be any other form of subgroups like age or gender groups. And there are different models and estimators with which we can do that. But basically the key to all the small area estimation models is to use some sort of an auxiliary or additional information that can be incorporated into our predictions to enrich our estimators. This can be either user level data, or it can be, like in our case, regional data. And this regional data we get from official sources like the census, federal offices or ministries, or the employment agency. We use variables like income on regional level, employment, or access to education or medical or social care. Like for example, the number of youth care facilities in a certain region, or the number of nursing homes, or the number of hospitals. In addition to this, the small area estimation allows us to basically borrow predictive power from similar regions for the regions where we have little or no people voting in the region. At Civey, we use an adaptation of the so-called multilevel regression and poststratification, which is a model that was developed by Gelman around 2007. And there's also a very infamous paper with an example from the US elections, which was published in 2014. I'm not going to go into the depth of how the model works, but I'm going to give you a brief overview of the idea of it and how we tested it at Civey. So the basic idea is that we have a logistic regression model on our survey variable of interest, and as a predictor we use user level variables and also our set of auxiliary variables. We fit this model and then we use it to predict for basically all combinations of social demographics that we have. So for example of a certain age, gender, or political interest combinations. And then we use all these predictions in the last step called poststratification and weight it with the actual population share in order to obtain an aggregated result. At Civey, we do have a lot of information on user level. However, with each additional predictive variable we fit to the model, the number of post-stratification cells grows exponentially. So we incorporated a second step to the model fitting, which is a variable selection at the beginning. In addition to this, we do not run a full Bayesian model because this takes too much computational time, and we're interested in providing results as fast and as often as possible. And by following this approach and implementing our model as a mixed lotted, we're actually able to provide real-time results to our customers. And Janina is going to show you how this can look like.
Great, thank you. So in order to sum up, we would like to show you a fictitious case from our product, and therefore you can see this empty card with all the small areas in Germany. And imagine one potato salad producer would come to us and ask, where should I sell potato salad based on vinegar, and where should I sell potato salad based on mayonnaise? And we would then show him that if he's uncertain, we can provide the data really on a Landkreis level, and this is how it would then look like in our maps, in our product. And as you can see, there's strong differences all over Germany that we can show with these small area estimations. Okay, great. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And if you have any questions or remarks, we would be more than happy to answer them. And we are really looking forward to see you all in real life again very soon.